persuasion or background, but it just as easily could be someone trying to provoke a situation too. So I think that's why law enforcement is going to have to be very quick in their investigation, but they're also going to have to be very thorough to identify not only the shooters, but the motivation. And I think that's what's going to be key in this now is there's no doubt they'll be able to identify the two shooters. Obviously, they're on the scene. They've been shot. They're dead. But the question is, can you show that they had presented any type of threat to this organization, this cultural fair in the past? And were they functioning on their own accord, or were they there under the direction of someone else? So that investigation, to me, would still be wide open.
I want to play that sound again that we just got in, and again is being live streamed by the organizing group. Let's play that.
Police officer's been shot. 2 suspects have been shot. Possibly have explosives on them, okay? That's what we're worried about right now. We are going to move y'all into the auditorium here in just a minute. I just need everybody to remain calm, be kind of orderly, and we're going to take you into the auditorium a little further away from the front of this building, all right?
Were the suspects Muslim?
I have no idea right now.
And again, as Clint was mentioning, Clint Van Zandt saying that assumptions, we need to be careful with that at this moment. Live pictures coming from the chopper cam outside of the Caldwell Center there. And if you're just joining us, this is an event called the Muhammad Art Exhibit and Contest. It was organized by a group called the American Freedom Defense Initiative, according to our affiliate KXAS. The group claiming that the event was an effort to stand up against violent intimidation. Now, at this event, within the last several hours, 2 armed men opening fire on a security guard there on location, and then fire returned by Garland police officers, the 2 suspects, then killed. Now, more background if you're just joining us on this Muhammad Art Exhibit and Contest that was organized by this group. They were also, the organizing group decided to invest up to $10,000 in increased security, according to what the police were telling our affiliate. This follows another event that was happening in January that was, as described by our affiliate, it was pro-Islamic. And so it appears that potentially the 2 groups were at odds with each other. And you know, as I'm looking here, Clint, at the way that our affiliate is describing what happened there, they make some allusion to what had happened in the Charlie Hebdo attacks. Sure. And in that situation, there were 12 people that were killed by gunmen in that attack early on. But do you draw anything from that benchmark of tragedy?
Well, I think law enforcement is going to have to make up their minds, and as part of this investigation, was the Charlie Hebdo, did this provide the impetus? Did this provide somewhat of a model for this type of attack to take place? You know, they may find out that, you know, of course, we know the Charlie Hebdo attack took place because, you know, there were some individuals perhaps that may have felt that that newspaper had was not as respectful as they wanted them to be concerning the prophet and other issues such as that. That could be a similar situation again, but law enforcement has to be so careful not to jump to any type of conclusion. We've had enough challenges in this country and around the world where we found out that the first information isn't necessarily correct, or identification of the shooters may or may not be correct. So something like this, even though they may have the names of these 2 shooters right now, as I've said time and again, the motivation is going to be the challenge. And can they make a connection between groups that are supportive of you know, the prophet in this particular case, and any art exhibit related to the prophet, and those that would consider anything like that blasphemy, and perhaps give them reason to attempt to commit, it appears, at least some type of incident of you know, murder or mass murder, shootings, as we saw in France that took place. So let me circle back around again. The Charlie Hebdo shooting could perhaps have provided some type of a model of behavior for these individuals to act out. That's something law enforcement's going to have to consider in their investigation.
Back to these live pictures that we're watching at the moment. It appears to be in front of a gas station, probably close to the center there in Garland, Texas. Population of just over 220,000. Local time about 9:06 p.m. I'm looking at a fire department vehicle. It looks like on the right-hand part of your screen. We saw several earlier, and then as the chopper cam was scanning and panning the area, we did not see any. That doesn't mean that they weren't there. The number of police vehicles seems to be steady or decreasing based on the pictures that our affiliate and their chopper cam is giving us. The center where this art exhibit was happening, very close to several large stores. We were talking about Sam's and Walmart being closed down as a precautionary measure. And the police vehicles that we have seen over the last 45 minutes seem to be at key checkpoints, if you will, to make sure that they have a command and control structure there. The flares laid out on that intersection, along with an ambulance close by. We understand that the individuals that were at the cultural center during this exhibit of depictions and illustrations of the Prophet Muhammad, that they also had police all throughout this afternoon as the event was happening. And the group that put on this event is called the American Freedom Defense Initiative, according to our affiliate. The president of that group, Pamela Geller, saying that she planned this Sunday event to make a stand for free speech. And she was saying that she was doing this in response to the outcries and violence over drawings of the Prophet Muhammad. Her group, known for mounting a campaign against the building of an Islamic center just blocks away from here in New York at the World Trade Center. Her group also buying advertising space in cities across the United States, criticizing the religion of Islam. And so her group, that's the information we have. And if you do look at their website, Clint, and you can see some of the depictions of the Prophet Muhammad, and to many Muslims, they would find that offensive. And on the website, it does advertise that they were going to have today the Muhammad art exhibit and cartoon contest, and that it was to begin, and according to what it's saying here, was going to start at 5 p.m. local time there. So it looks like it started at 5, ended at 7. It was going for about 2 hours, and the plan was to stream it for those 2 hours. And we did get some video from that live stream right after, again, those two suspects did shoot at a security officer, and then they were shot at by police officers and killed. And I guess let's show that one more time, that video, if we can, of when that warning was made.
Two suspects have been shot. Possibly have explosives on them, okay? That's what we're worried about right now. We are going to move y'all into the auditorium here in just a minute. I just need everybody to remain calm, be kind of orderly, and we're going to take you into the auditorium a little further away from the front of this building, all right?
Were the suspects Muslim?
I have no idea right now.
All right, Clint, I just wanted to play that one more time because we don't have much video from the scene or from what had happened. But from the description I gave you about the organizing group, the pieces of information, give me a reaction. We're going to go to break very shortly and then come on back. But give me 30 seconds if you can.
Well, I think, number one, law enforcement is going to have to see if this group has been identified in the past, with some perhaps suggesting they were anti-Islamic. One of the things law enforcement is going to be looking at in the investigation is any type of surveillance cameras. You talked about the large box stores that are in this area, as well as gas stations and everything else. They'll be looking, try to identify these two shooters as they came in their vehicles along this route, to see if they stopped, they talked to anybody, if they drove straight in. And as far as the group itself that put on this cultural event tonight, if
Clint?
the decision is going to be made, some people will say they were
Right.
speaking for freedom, and others who say they're provocative.
Clint, stand by. We're going to go for a break. We'll be right back right here on MSNBC.
I don't know.